morning, Academy of International Studies students and advisors. If you're watching this tape and you're a student and you expressed an interest some time ago in becoming a lawyer, a State Department Foreign Service officer, a paralegal, an international service worker, a Peace Corps volunteer, a police officer, a forensic scientist, any one of the numerous fields available under the rubric of International Studies and Law. The main purpose of today's advisory is to remind all of you students when you register for classes next year, look for those Academy classes that, first of all, you'll want to take, that are interesting to you, that will help you build a great foundation for what you do after you leave Montgomery-Blair High School. If you take 3 credits of Academy classes and complete a moderate capstone project, you'll also earn an Academy certificate, an honor cord at graduation, a special note in the graduation program, and all sorts of other goodies like no $1 million cash prizes. That comes later on. So when you register, look in your course catalog for Blair. Page 30 has the ISL classes that qualify for Academy credit, and in the booklet and another location all the course numbers are there, so please consider your courses carefully. Take the classes you have to take, your required classes, and please fill your elective slots, your other courses. Don't take a half-day schedule unless you have to, with Academy classes that will make your high school years fulfilling, fun, and set you on a good path for life after high school. Make good choices for the rest of your Blair career so that when you do leave Blair, you're ready to go to the next level. Thank you very much, and please pay attention.
My name is Mr. Grossman. I teach Latin American Studies. Latin America is a culturally rich, diverse place, and we explore those cultures and we learn about the diversity in all its forms, whether it be cooking, whether it be music, whether it be the political history of various countries there. And we also try to understand why so many people have decided to leave the many nations of Latin America. If this interests you, please join me in Latin American Studies next year.
Hi, I'm Ms. Manuel, and I teach International Human Rights. International Human Rights is a 1 or 2 semester elective. It's optional whether you take it for 1 semester or 2, in which we study some of the most dramatic problems in the world today. We look at situations of people being imprisoned for peacefully expressing their views. We look at situations of people not getting the right to education, either because they don't have a bathroom in their school or because armed men try to prevent them from getting an education. We look at situations like Syria, where thousands of civilians are being killed all the time during war. But we also look at some really encouraging news. We look at all of the people around the world who are standing up for human rights, who are resisting the denial of their rights. Probably many of you have seen this famous picture, I don't know if you can see it here, but of a man standing in front of a column of tanks in Beijing in China. And so we study people who have that spirit of resistance and who stand up for their rights and for the rights of others around the world. It's a class where there's a lot of discussion, a lot of exploration of your own views about human rights, what's really important to you. We do a lot of debating of controversial issues, and it's really a pretty fun course. So that's International Human Rights, and it's you can take it for 1 or 2 semesters, course number 25002.
Hello, my name is Mr. Seat. I teach Japanese and East Asian Studies. In Japanese class, we learn how to read, write, speak Japanese. I not only teach the language, I teach the culture as well. I've lived in Japan for 20 years, and so I'm quite familiar with the culture of Japan. It is a lot of fun. Everyone who's taken the class has enjoyed it, I think. In East Asian Studies, we talk about the histories and culture of China, Korea, and Japan. And the purpose of studying the history is to figure out what is happening in these countries today and try to figure out what these countries will do tomorrow. So if you're interested, sign up. They're both great classes. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Lansing Freeman. I teach Middle East Studies, and I'd like to tell you why this is an important course to take. First, anytime you pick up the newspaper, you see stories about the Middle East. The Middle East bombers, billionaires, belly dancers, but actually it's so much more than that. That's just what we see on the TV. In this class, we will learn about each and every one of the countries in the Middle East, but we'll also learn about the conflicts in the Middle East. It's an exciting course and it's an important course. I'd like you to come and take this trip with me. There's not so much work, but it's the kind of course you're always going to be talking about over dinner with your parents or on the way home on the school bus. So please come join me. Lansing Freeman, I teach Middle East Studies.
I offer two classes I love to teach when I get a chance. One is called Global Issues in the 21st Century, and like the poster says back here, we are not alone. In Global Issues, we look at every country in the planet, religions, ethnic groups, languages, economic and social indicators, fun facts about each country, so you know where every country is and some of the big facts about that nation. We also look at the big issues, as the course implies. We look at human rights, economics, human trafficking, child slavery, the environment, the role of the United Nations in world policy, from both the good and the negative sides, not just the bad news you see in the paper every day, but steps being taken around the globe to make progress in all of these areas that affect each and every one of us. We also teach, myself and Mr. Schindel and maybe other teachers in the future, Intro to Philosophy class. This is course number 2311. In this class, we answer all kinds of questions. What is life? Why am I here? What happens when you die? What does it mean to lead a just life or to be a good person? How should wealth be distributed throughout a society? Look at our campaign for the presidential election last fall. All the talk of 1%, 99%, all the movements around the country that dealt with this topic. We look at Karl Marx, look at Socrates, look at Plato, look at Aristotle. We examine the old guys, a lot of contemporary philosophers, but most importantly, what you have to say about these critical issues that people think about and deal with each and every day of their lives. So, global issues, you'll see in the booklet, course number 2347 or 2348. It's listed as a year-long class, but one semester is fine. The 2 semesters are independent, they're not repetitive. There's no big HSA exam or anything. 1 semester is fine. A year is preferred if I can get you for a whole year. And philosophy class, so keep those 2 classes in mind.
Hi, let's talk about peace studies. My name's Lansing Freeman. I've been teaching peace studies here at Blair for 12 years. Peace studies is a class in which we look at the world and we think, you know, some things should be better. They really should be. So let's try to make the world a better place. On the first day of school, we make huge lists of all the things that bother us in the world, things that we wish were better. And then we research those topics and we try to make the world a better place through letter writing campaigns, through protests, all sorts of activities. It's a course that doesn't have quite so much work, okay, but it's the kind of course that you're going to be thinking about all the time. Okay, the course is Peace Studies. My name's Lansing Freeman. Please come talk to me about it. Please sign up for it. Peace Studies.
Hi students, I'm Stephanie Weldon and I teach in the Justice, Law, and Society strand of International Studies and Law. This is a wonderful program for students who are interested in careers in law, law-related fields such as paralegals, and anything to do with law enforcement. Or if you're really, really fundamentally interested in the law and just want to know how to stay out of trouble, this is also a course for you. The first course that you would take would be Introduction to Justice, Law, and Society. This is a course that isn't just about learning case names and rules. This is about understanding and appreciating law in your life. And it's a heavy emphasis on our constitutional rights, the Bill of Rights, and the 14th Amendment. And I try to link it to what's happening in the world today. We study all about the First Amendment, freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, petition for redress of grievances, all the things that actually, if you think about, students do a lot of. We study the Fourth, Fifth, and Sixth Amendments, which is all about the rights of the accused. And that has a lot to do with your personal freedoms as well. What your freedoms are in your home compared to what your freedoms are in school. They're different. Did you know that? Then we talk about criminal law. Everybody loves that. And then at the end of the year in our intro class, we touch a little bit on the question of international humanitarian law. If you choose to stay with the program for the second year, we pick up with international humanitarian law. We look a lot at criminal personalities. and what makes a real criminal and why that criminal is who or she is. We look at juvenile justice. We look at, again, international humanitarian law, and we also do mock trials. We have lots of interesting guest speakers talking about Fourth Amendment protections, the art of negotiation, and juvenile justice, as well as any other kinds of speakers that I can manage to find that relate to what we do. Third year, if you started with your intro class in sophomore year, is a guided research program called Contemporary Issues in Justice, Law, and Society, where you get to pick the legal issues you want to research and you present them to other students. That's pretty much a summary of the 3 years of Justice, Law, and Society. I hope you will consider taking Introduction to Justice, Law, and Society. I think it's a class that will really help you define who you are, where you are in this world, and how to stay out of trouble. Thanks.